The merchant ship Star Wanderer shuddered as another blast struck its shields. Captain Blue stood on the bridge, his tall blue-skinned form reflected in the darkness of space through the main viewport. His webbed hands gripped the command rail tightly as warning lights flashed across every screen. "Shield strength at 42% and falling," reported First Officer Red, her insect-like mandibles clicking with worry. "The pirates are moving into attack formation." Blue's gills fluttered in frustration. The Star Wanderer was a simple merchant vessel carrying medical supplies to the outer colonies. They weren't equipped to handle 3 heavily armed pirate ships. The Galactic Alliance had warned about increased pirate activity in this sector, but their patrol routes were stretched too thin to provide proper protection. "How long until the Alliance response team arrives?" Blue asked, already knowing the answer wouldn't be good. Green, their communications officer, swiveled his eye stalks toward the captain. "Nearest patrol is 6 hours away at maximum speed, sir. We won't last that long." Another hit rocked the ship. The lights flickered, and the artificial gravity wavered for a moment. Blue steadied himself against his command chair, his mind racing through options. Their cargo hold contained vital medicines that could save thousands of lives. He couldn't let it fall into pirate hands, where it would be sold to the highest bidder while people died waiting for treatment. "Sir," Green suddenly perked up, all 4 eye stalks focusing on his console. "I'm picking up something interesting. There's a new emergency channel that just became available. It's from Earth." The bridge crew fell silent. Earth was the newest member of the Galactic Alliance, joining only 6 months ago. Most alien species still viewed humans with a mixture of curiosity and concern. Their home planet was classified as a death world due to its high gravity, extreme weather, and the remarkable resilience of its inhabitants. Earth. Blue's fins rippled with interest. "They're not supposed to have any ships in this sector." "No, sir, but their emergency response network just came online in this region last week. We could send a distress call." Another blast hit them, harder this time. Red's report came quickly. "Shields at 31%. We've lost auxiliary power to decks 3 through 5. Blue made his decision. They needed help, any help. Send the distress call on all frequencies, including the Earth channel. Maximum power. Green's appendages flew over his console. The message was simple but urgent. "This is Galactic Alliance merchant vessel Star Wanderer under attack by pirates. 3 hostile ships. Critical medical supplies on board. Shields failing. Request immediate assistance. Any ships in range, please respond." The pirates, as if hearing their desperate call, increased their attack. The Star Wanderer spun through space, its engines straining to maintain distance from their attackers. Minutes felt like hours as they waited for any response. "Sir," Green's voice rose with excitement. "Getting a response. It's from Earth." A new voice crackled over their communication system, speaking in clear galactic standard. "This is Earth Space Command. We hear you, Star Wanderer *. Help is on the way." Blue's relief was short-lived as Red cut in. "Sir, the pirates are targeting our engines. They must have intercepted the transmission. They're trying to disable us before help arrives." The bridge rocked with another impact. Warning sirens blared as systems began to fail across the ship. Through the chaos, Green's console lit up again. "Captain, Earth Space Command reports their response pilot has launched. They're sending 1 fighter." Green's voice rose in disbelief at the end. 1 fighter against 3 pirate ships. Red clicked her mandibles nervously. "That's impossible." Blue stared out at the 3 pirate ships circling their wounded vessel like predators. He had heard stories about humans, about their determination, their ability to survive against impossible odds, their unique way of thinking that often defied conventional logic. Now, it seemed, they would find out if those stories were true. As the Star Wanderer's crew braced for another attack, None of them could have predicted how their desperate call for help would become one of the most talked about incidents in recent Galactic Alliance history. The day they learned why humans had earned their reputation as the galaxy's most surprising species. In Earth Space Command's main control room, General White stood with his arms crossed, watching the emergency transmission replay on the main screen. Around him, dozens of operators worked at their stations, their faces lit by blue monitor light. "Show me the pilot profiles again," he ordered, his voice firm but calm. A holographic display appeared, cycling through available pilots. It stopped on one file. Commander Jack Stone. His record was impressive. Highest scores in combat simulation, 3 medals for bravery, and more successful experimental aircraft tests than any other pilot. "Sir," Lieutenant Black approached with a tablet in hand. "Commander Stone is already in the hangar. He's requesting permission to launch." The general wasn't surprised. Jack had probably started running toward his ship the moment the distress call came in. That was just who he was. Always ready, always first to volunteer for the impossible. "The X-88 isn't fully tested yet," Black continued, worry clear in his voice. "We don't know how it will handle in real combat." General White nodded slowly. The X-88 Thunderbolt was humanity's newest fighter, built by combining Earth's best technology with gifts from their alien allies. It was faster than anything they'd ever made, more powerful too, but it was still experimental. "Sir," a voice called from one of the monitoring stations. "The merchant ship shields are down to 15%. They won't last another 10 minutes. The general made his decision. "Launch Commander Stone, and get me a direct line to his ship." In the hangar bay, Jack Stone was already strapped into the X-88's cockpit. The fighter was beautiful, sleek black metal with blue energy lines running along its sides. It didn't look like other Alliance ships. It looked like what it was, a perfect mix of human and alien engineering. "Commander Stone," the general's voice came through his helmet speakers. "You understand this mission's importance?" "Yes, sir," Jack replied, running through his pre-flight checks. "First real combat mission between Earth forces and pirates. First time showing the Alliance what we can do. This isn't just about saving that ship, Commander. The whole galaxy will be watching. Show them what humanity is capable of, but come back alive. That's an order." Jack smiled as the hangar doors began to open. "Copy that, sir. One rescue mission with a side of showing off. Coming right up." The X-88's engines hummed to life, their unique sound filling the hangar. It was different from regular engines. It used a new drive system that combined human plasma technology with alien gravity manipulation. "Launch control. This is Commander Stone. X-88 ready for launch." "Confirmed, Commander. You are cleared for launch. Good hunting." The X-88 shot forward, climbing through Earth's atmosphere at speeds that would have torn apart older fighters. Jack felt the familiar push of acceleration, but the new inertial dampeners, another gift from their alien allies, kept him comfortable. Control preparing for jump to target coordinates. This was the moment of truth. The X-88's jump drive was based on Alliance technology, but modified by human engineers. It was faster, more precise, but also more unstable than standard Alliance drives. "Jump drive spinning up," Jack reported. "Calculating course to Star Wanderer's location." The stars stretched around him as the jump drive engaged. The ship shuddered slightly, something Alliance ships never did during jumps. But Jack knew this was just how human technology worked, sometimes rough, sometimes unstable, but always getting the job done. In the control room, General White watched the X-88's signal streak across their tracking systems. "How long until he reaches the merchant ship?" "At current speed, 3 minutes, sir," Black answered. That's impossible. Alliance ships take at least 15 minutes to cover that distance." The general allowed himself a small smile. "Send word to all Earth stations. First combat mission is underway. And contact Alliance headquarters. Tell them Earth's finest is on his way. As the X-88 raced through space, Jack checked his weapons one last time. He knew what waited ahead. 3 pirate ships against his 1 fighter. The odds were bad, but Jack had never been good at caring about odds. "Hold on, Star Wanderer *." He muttered to himself as the jump drive prepared to drop him back into normal space. "Let's show these pirates why they shouldn't mess with Earth's neighborhood." The X-88 burst out of jump space into a scene of chaos. The merchant ship Star Wanderer * drifted helplessly, its engines sputtering weakly as 3 sleek pirate vessels circled it like hungry sharks. Energy blasts from the pirates' weapons lit up the darkness of space. Jack immediately noticed the debris field floating nearby. Remnants of old ships and space junk that could work to his advantage. His combat computer quickly labeled the 3 pirate ships: Target Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. Star Wanderer *. This is Commander Stone of Earth Space Command. Help has arrived. On the merchant ship's bridge, Captain Blue's crew stared in disbelief at their scanners. 1 ship. Red clicked her mandibles. They sent 1 tiny ship. Before anyone could respond, a new voice cut through their communications, harsh and mocking. Well, what do we have here?" The pirate leader's face appeared on their screens, his scaled skin reflecting dim light. "Earth sends a single fighter. This should be amusing." Jack ignored the taunt, instead studying his opponent's formation. The pirates had arranged themselves in a standard alliance attack pattern, predictable and rigid. He grinned. They were about to learn that humans didn't play by the usual rules. "Last warning," Jack broadcast to all ships. "Power down your weapons and withdraw." The pirates responded with laughter, then opened fire. Their energy weapons lit up space around Jack's ship, but hit nothing. The X-88 moved in ways their targeting computers said were impossible. "What the?" The pirate leader's voice showed the first hint of concern as Jack's ship Peril rolled through their formation, breaking it apart. Jack pushed his ship directly toward Target Alpha, flying straight at it. The pirate vessel fired rapidly, expecting him to turn away. Instead, the X-88 spun on its axis, still moving forward, but now flying sideways, every shot missing. "Control, engaging first target," Jack reported calmly. "Time to test these new weapons." The X-88's main gun charged up, combining human ballistic technology with Alliance energy weapons. The result was something entirely new, a burst of superheated plasma wrapped around a physical projectile. The shot struck Target Alpha's shields. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the shield flickered and failed completely, overloaded by the unexpected combination of energy and physical impact. "Impossible," the pirate captain shouted. "No single weapon can break our shields." Jack was already moving, diving into the debris field. The pirates followed, firing wildly. But while they carefully navigated around the floating wreckage, Jack's ship wove through it at full speed. On the Star Wanderer's * bridge, the alien crew watched in amazement. "Those maneuvers," Blue whispered, his fins rippling with excitement. "They go against every flight doctrine in the Alliance handbook." Red's analytical mind was racing. The human is using the debris as cover, but also as weapons. She was right. Jack had begun using the X-88's gravity manipulators to hurl pieces of debris at his pursuers. The pirates, so focused on their target, didn't notice until too late that they were being herded into a trap. Target Alpha, already damaged, tried to turn away from a particularly large piece of wreckage. The maneuver exposed its weakened side to Jack's guns. 3 precise shots later, its engines died, and it drifted powerless. "1 down," Jack broadcast cheerfully. "Who's next?" The remaining pirates broke formation, their confidence shattered. They'd expected an easy fight against a primitive human ship. Instead, they faced something they'd never seen before, A pilot who treated space combat like a street fight, using everything around him as a weapon. Control, target Alpha disabled, Jack reported while dodging fire from the other two ships. Beginning Phase 2 of the engagement. In Earth's control room, General White allowed himself a small smile as he watched the battle unfold. Lieutenant Black, make sure we're recording everything. The Alliance is going to want to see this. Back in space, Jack Stone checked his weapon systems and smiled. The pirates had started this fight thinking they were hunting easy prey. Now they were about to learn why humans had survived on their death world for so long. Because they never, ever fought fair. The remaining two pirate ships regrouped, their captains now treating the lone human fighter with deadly seriousness. Target Beta took the lead, while Target Gamma moved to flank the X-88. Inside his cockpit, Jack wiped sweat from his forehead. The experimental fighter was performing beautifully, but he could feel the strain in its systems. The combat computer flashed a warning. Power reserves at 62%. Your luck runs out now, human. The pirate leader's voice crackled through the comm. No more games. Suddenly, both pirate ships released a cloud of small metallic spheres. Jack's computer identified them as mini-mines, deadly explosives that would track any ship that got too close. *Star Wanderer**, status report. Jack called while weaving through the minefield. Captain Blue's voice came back weak and breaking up. Critical. Life support failing. Engine core unstable. Red's voice cut in. We have maybe 10 minutes before systems collapse. The pirates' last attack damaged our main reactor. Jack's mind raced. He needed to end this fight fast, but the pirates had learned from their first loss. They kept their distance now, using the mines to limit his movement while their energy weapons created a deadly crossfire. A blast caught the X-88's rear shields, making the ship shudder. Warning lights flashed across Jack's console. Control, shields at 40%, he reported. These pirates have better weapons than our intel suggested. General White's voice came back. Understood, Commander. Alliance reinforcements still 4 hours out. You're all they've got. Another hit rocked the ship. Jack gritted his teeth, watching his shield strength drop to 35%. The pirates were herding him away from the *Star Wanderer*, trying to separate him from the vessel he was supposed to protect. Enough of this, the pirate leader growled. Either surrender and withdraw, human, or watch us destroy the merchant ship. Your choice. To prove their point, Target Beta fired a warning shot that passed dangerously close to the *Star Wanderer's hull. The damaged merchant ship had no shields left to protect it. Commander, Captain Blue called, his voice grave. Our cargo holds contain medicines for 3 colonies. Thousands will die without them. But you should save yourself. No one would blame you. Jack's hands tightened on his controls. He thought about the colonies waiting for those medicines, about the alien crew trusting the human they'd never met to save them, about humanity's first real chance to prove themselves to the galaxy. Control, he said quietly. Remember those modifications I requested for the X-88's reactor last week? There was a pause before General White responded. The ones our engineers said were too dangerous to attempt. The ones I specifically ordered you not to make. Yes, sir. Those ones. Jack's voice had a hint of amusement. Good thing I didn't listen, isn't it? The general's sigh was audible over the comm. What are you planning, Commander? Something stupid, Jack admitted, but very human. Just don't tell the Alliance engineers what I'm about to do to their nice, safe technology. Before anyone could respond, Jack threw his ship into a spinning dive between the two pirate vessels. Both ships opened fire, but the X-88's erratic movement made it impossible to hit. As he passed between them, Jack reached for a switch that hadn't been there when the ship left the factory. What's he doing? Red asked, watching from the Star Wanderer's bridge as the X-88 began to glow with strange energy. Captain Blue's fins rippled with concern. Something impossible, probably. I'm starting to think that's what humans do best. Jack's voice came over all channels, sounding surprisingly cheerful. Hey pirates, ever wonder what happens when you combine an Alliance reactor with human experimental technology? Want to find out? The X-88's glow intensified as Jack prepared to show the galaxy exactly why humans had a reputation for turning supposedly safe technology into something that defied both physics and common sense. In Earth's control room, General White shook his head. God help us, he muttered. He's going to give the Alliance engineers a heart attack. The X-88's reactor pulsed with energy that shouldn't have been possible. Jack's modifications had bypassed every safety system the Alliance engineers had carefully built into the ship. The reactor wasn't just running hot. It was about to change the rules of space combat. Last chance to surrender, Jack broadcast to the pirates, even as warning lights flashed across every screen in his cockpit. No. All right then. Hold onto your seats. With a flash of light that temporarily blinded every sensor in range, the X-88's modified reactor released a massive gravity pulse. The pirate ship's artificial gravity systems went haywire. The cloud of mines they had deployed suddenly changed direction, pulled toward their own ships by the twisted gravity field. What? What is this? The pirate leader screamed as his ship's systems sparked and failed. This is impossible. That's becoming a popular word today, Jack commented as he pushed his ship through the chaos he'd created. The X-88 rode the waves of distorted gravity like a surfer on Earth's oceans. On the Star Wanderer's bridge, Red's scientific mind was racing. He's manipulating gravity itself. But Alliance regulations strictly forbid. I don't think humans care much about what's forbidden, Blue interrupted, watching in amazement as Jack's ship performed maneuvers that should have torn it apart. Target Beta, caught in the gravity wave, spun helplessly. Its mines, now attracted to the strongest gravity source nearby, slammed into its own shields. The impacts weren't enough to break through, but they forced the ship to divert power from weapons to maintain shield strength. Now for the fun part, Jack said, activating another modification. The X-88's engines reverse thrust, using the gravity distortion as a slingshot. The ship shot forward at impossible speed, straight toward the gas giant's rings. Both pirate ships struggled to follow, their systems still recovering from the gravity pulse. Target Beta managed to fire a few shots, but in the chaotic gravitational field, every blast went wide. "Control," Jack called out. "Remember those crazy maneuvers I used to pull in Earth's asteroid belt training runs? The ones that got you suspended from flight school twice." General White's voice was resigned. "Please tell me you're not." "Sorry, sir. Can't hear you. Too much interference." Jack's voice was almost gleeful as he dove into the dense rings of the gas giant. The pirates, their pride now thoroughly wounded, followed him in. It was a mistake. While their ships were bigger and more powerful, they weren't designed for this kind of close-quarters combat. The X-88, however, danced between the chunks of ice and rock, like it was born there. "Target Beta is lined up perfectly," Jack muttered to himself. He fired his main guns, not at the pirate ship, but at a massive ice boulder floating nearby. The shot shattered the ice, creating a cloud of high-speed projectiles that peppered the pirate vessel's already strained shields. Shields failing. Target Beta's panicked crew could be heard over the open channel. "We can't maintain power." Jack wasn't done. He fired another gravity pulse, smaller this time, directed at the debris field he'd just created. The cloud of ice and rock fragments accelerated toward Target Beta, overwhelming its weakened shields and pummeling its hull. "Beta is disabled," Jack reported calmly as the second pirate ship's engines died. One left. In Earth's control room, the technical staff watched in stunned silence as their sensors tried to make sense of what was happening. The X-88 was pulling maneuvers that their computers insisted were physically impossible. "Sir," Lieutenant Black reported, checking incoming data, "Alliance observers are requesting copies of all sensor readings." They, They don't believe what they're seeing. General White nodded. Tell them to keep watching. If I know Commander Stone, he's just getting started. Back in space, Target Gamma's captain watched his last remaining ally drift helplessly. His ship was the most powerful of the three, with shields still at full strength. But for the first time in his long career of piracy, he felt something he'd never expected to feel while facing a single fighter. Fear. Jack checked his ship's systems. The reactor was running hot, shields were weakened, but the X-88 could still fight. Ready for round 3. He broadcast to the remaining pirate. I've got a few more tricks to show you. Target Gamma emerged from behind the gas giant, its hull gleaming with an ominous purple glow. The pirate leader had activated his ship's secret weapon, a prototype shield system stolen from an Alliance research facility. You fought well, human. The pirate leader's voice was cold. But this ends now. The purple shield flared, and suddenly the pirate ship released a massive energy wave. Jack threw the X-88 into a dive, but the wave still clipped his ship. Every system screamed in protest. Control, we have a problem, Jack reported, wrestling with his controls. Their new shields aren't just defensive. They're weaponized. Commander, your reactor can't take much more stress, General White warned. The X-88 structure is starting to show signs of fatigue. On the Star Wanderer Captain Blue and his crew watched the final battle unfold. Their own situation was growing desperate. Life support was failing on 3 more decks. The human ship is damaged, Red observed, her mandibles clicking anxiously. That last hit reduced their shields to 15%. The pirate vessel pressed its advantage, firing a barrage of energy bolts. Jack weaved through them, but each maneuver drained more power from his stressed systems. The X-88's reactor temperature was reaching critical levels. Time for something really crazy, Jack muttered. He opened a channel to the Star Wanderer Captain Blue, does your ship have any manual docking clamps left? Yes, but Blue's fins rippled in confusion. They're useless without power. Perfect. Here's what we're going to do. The pirate leader watched suspiciously as the X-88 suddenly broke away from the fight, racing toward the disabled merchant ship. Running away, human. Jack didn't respond. Instead, he executed a maneuver that made everyone watching gasp. The X-88 flew directly into one of the Star Wanderer's docking clamps, physically locking the two ships together. Commander Stone, what are you doing? General White demanded. Something really stupid, sir, Jack replied cheerfully. Rerouting power now. The X-88's modified reactor connected to the Star Wanderer's systems. Emergency power flooded into the merchant ship, temporarily restoring its basic functions. Now, Captain, Jack called out. Blue understood. He engaged the docking clamp's emergency release with full force. The mechanical spring system, combined with the X-88's engines at full power, catapulted both ships in opposite directions at incredible speed. The pirate leader laughed. Missed us completely. Wasn't aiming at you, Jack said quietly. The pirate realized too late what was happening. The X-88's maneuver had positioned his ship perfectly between the gas giant's massive gravitational field and the still active gravity distortions from the earlier battle. No, no, the pirate leader screamed as his ship was caught in a gravitational vice. Jack's voice was calm. Fun fact about Alliance shield technology. It's great at stopping energy weapons and physical impacts, but it was never designed to handle extreme gravitational stress. The pirate ship's purple shield flickered as gravitational forces pulled at it from multiple directions. Jack fired his remaining weapons, not at the ship, but at precise points in space around it, creating additional gravity distortions. The shield is failing, someone on the pirate ship yelled. Another fun fact, Jack continued, almost conversationally. Human ships are built to handle much stronger gravity than standard Alliance vessels. Want to know why? The purple shield collapsed completely. The pirate ship's hull groaned under the gravitational stress. Because Earth is what you aliens call a death world. And we learned to build things tough. One final gravity pulse from the X-88's reactor sealed the pirates' fate. Their engines died, their weapons went dark, and their ship drifted helplessly in space. All targets neutralized, Jack reported professionally, as if he hadn't just revolutionized space combat tactics. Requesting pickup for 3 disabled pirate vessels and immediate medical assistance for the Star Wanderer's crew. In Earth's control room, the entire staff erupted in cheers. General White allowed himself a small smile. "Well done, Commander. Though I believe we'll be getting some strongly worded messages from Alliance Engineering about proper use of their technology." "Worth it, sir," Jack replied, already moving to help the merchant ship. "Completely worth it." 2 weeks after the battle, Commander Jack Stone stood in the Grand Hall of the Galactic Alliance headquarters. The massive chamber was filled with representatives from 100 different species, all gathered to witness something unprecedented. The first time a human would receive the Alliance's highest honor for bravery. "Still can't believe you modified an Alliance reactor," Lieutenant Black whispered beside him. "The engineering committee spent 3 days just trying to understand how you did it." Jack grinned. "Wait until they see what else we've been working on back on Earth." The ceremony began with Captain Blue stepping forward to address the assembly. His fins rippled with pride as he spoke. "2 weeks ago, my ship and crew faced certain death," Blue's voice carried through the chamber. "The medicines we carried were destined for 3 colonies fighting a deadly virus. Without them, thousands would have died. When we called for help, we expected a fleet. Instead, we got 1 human in an experimental fighter." Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Most of them had watched the sensor recordings of the battle dozens of times, but they still couldn't believe what they had seen. "That human," Blue continued, "showed us something remarkable. While we in the Alliance pride ourselves on our advanced technology and strict combat doctrines, Commander Stone demonstrated that true innovation comes from thinking differently." The main screen behind him displayed footage from the battle. The assembled aliens watched in amazement as the X-88 performed maneuvers their own ships couldn't dream of attempting. The pirates had better ships, stronger weapons, and superior shields, Blue said, but they didn't have human ingenuity. They didn't have the creativity that comes from evolving on a world that constantly tries to kill you. General White, sitting in the front row, nodded approvingly. The Alliance was already implementing changes based on what they'd learned from the battle. New training programs were being developed, combining Alliance technology with human tactical thinking. Thanks to Commander Stone's actions, Blue concluded, not only was my crew saved, but those medicines reached their destination in time. 3 colonies were saved because 1 human decided to ignore everything we thought we knew about space combat. The Alliance High Commander, a tall figure with crystalline features, rose to present the medal. "Commander Stone, your actions have opened our eyes to new possibilities. The modifications you made to Alliance technology, while concerning to our engineers," this drew laughs from the crowd, "have shown us that there is still much to learn." Jack accepted the medal with a respectful bow. As he looked out over the assembled aliens, he could see that something had changed in how they viewed humans. There was respect in their eyes now, and curiosity. "Thank you," Jack said simply. "But I want to point out something important. What I did out there, any human would have done the same. We're not special because we're stronger or smarter. We're different because our world taught us to never stop trying, never stop adapting, and never accept that something is impossible just because everyone says it is." After the ceremony, in the great reception hall, Jack found himself surrounded by alien military officers, all asking about his tactics. In one corner, he spotted Captain Blue's crew enthusiastically describing the battle to anyone who would listen. "They're calling them Stone maneuvers now," General White said, joining him. "Every Alliance pilot will be required to study them. Though I doubt many will be crazy enough to actually try them." "Just wait," Jack replied with a smile. There's a whole planet of humans ready to show the galaxy what we can do. This was just the beginning. As if to prove his point, a group of young alien cadets approached, their eyes bright with excitement. "Commander Stone, is it true that humans learn combat flying by racing through asteroid fields? Can you teach us?" Jack looked at their eager faces and grinned. The Alliance had accepted Earth into their community, expecting a primitive species that needed protection. Instead, they got humanity, crazy, innovative, and impossible to ignore. "First lesson," he said to the cadets, "forget everything you know about proper space combat. Let me tell you about a little thing we humans call thinking outside the box."